The story of Lord Krishna's son building the Konark Sun Temple involves a mix of historical facts, mythological tales, and interpretations that come together in the intricate fabric of Hindu tradition. However, it's important to note that there is a certain level of confusion and blending of myth and history around the figures associated with the Konark Sun Temple, particularly regarding the identity of the son of Lord Krishna who is sometimes associated with the construction of the temple. Let's first break down the history, the mythological background, and the connection to Lord Krishna's son in building the Konark Sun Temple. 1. Historical and architectural overview of the Konark Sun Temple. The Konark Sun Temple is one of the most famous and architecturally significant temples in India, dedicated to the sun god, Surya. It is located in Konark, in the state of Odisha, on the eastern coast of India, near the Bay of Bengal. The temple is renowned for its grand design, often referred to as a chariot of the sun because it is built in the shape of a giant chariot with 12 massive wheels and 7 horses pulling it. This temple is considered one of the finest examples of Kalinga architecture and is a UNESCO World Heritage Site. A. Construction of the Konark Sun Temple. Time period. The temple was constructed during the 13th century CE, specifically in the 1250s, under the patronage of the Ganga dynasty of Odisha. The king Nrsimha Deva I is traditionally credited with commissioning the construction of the temple. It was meant to honor the sun god, Surya, and to assert the power and divine favor of the king. Design. The Konark Sun Temple is built to represent the sun god's chariot, with intricately carved wheels and horses. The temple is famous for its architectural precision, detailed stone carvings, and complex iconography, which include depictions of daily life, dancers, warriors, and celestial beings. Purpose. The temple was constructed not just as a place of worship, but also as an astronomical device. It was meant to align with the path of the sun, allowing the light to enter the temple at specific times during the day, which was believed to represent the power of Surya to govern the cosmos. 2. Lord Krishna's son and his connection to the Konark Temple. The connection between Lord Krishna's son and the construction of the Konark Sun Temple is not grounded in historical records, but there are mythological stories that have been conflated over time. A. The mythological background of Lord Krishna's sons. Lord Krishna, an avatar of Vishnu, had several wives, the most famous of whom were Rukmini, Satyabhama, and Jambavati. From these unions, Krishna had many sons, but the most notable in the context of this mythological tale is Samba, the son of Krishna and Jambavati. Samba is a central figure in many legends and is often portrayed as being somewhat mischievous, even bringing about some of the challenges faced by Krishna's family. The most famous tale about Samba is the curse of the Yadavas, which is linked to the end of the Yadava dynasty. B. The story of Samba and the sun god. One of the most prominent myths involving Samba, Krishna's son, is his encounter with the sun god, Surya. According to the legend, Samba, known for his recklessness and mischievousness, once made fun of a sage named Durvasa. The sage, in retaliation, cursed Samba to suffer from leprosy. In order to cure himself, Samba sought the blessing of Surya, the sun god, and embarked on a journey to meet him. During this period, Samba built a shrine in honor of Surya and performed intense penance. The sun god, pleased with Samba's devotion, granted him a cure and blessed him. In some versions of the legend, Samba's penance and his devotion to Surya were believed to be the foundation for the idea of a temple dedicated to the sun. This story is sometimes linked to the Konark Sun Temple, suggesting that Samba, being Krishna's son, either played a role in the construction of the temple or in laying the foundation for it. However, it's important to note that this is more of a mythological connection rather than a historically verified fact. C. The evil son who built the temple. In some regional legends, there are interpretations that connect the idea of Samba, Krishna's son, with the building of the temple in a more symbolic or mythical manner. Samba is sometimes portrayed as an evil or disobedient son due to his past actions, including his involvement in the curse from sage Durvasa. This portrayal might come from the fact that Samba was known for his reckless nature and the trouble he caused within the Yadava clan. Over time, some mythological narratives have evolved to suggest that Samba's actions and his desire to build the temple could have been linked to atoning for his mistakes, or perhaps as part of a divine mission. This symbolic connection suggests that the temple, as a monument to Surya, could represent a form of penance or a way to restore harmony after Samba's earlier transgressions. The idea that Samba built the Konark Sun Temple could be an allegorical narrative that blends his role as a devotee of Surya with the physical construction of the grand edifice. There is no definitive historical evidence to support the claim that Samba was directly involved in constructing the temple, but the myth persists as part of the folklore surrounding the temple. 3. The curse and its connection to the temple's decline. Another important aspect of the mythological narrative surrounding the Konark Sun Temple is the curse related to the temple's decline, which some associate with Samba's actions. It is believed that the Sun Temple faced significant damage and destruction over time due to a series of curses. Some of these are said to stem from the curse of the Yadavas, which Samba was linked to, or the general decline of the Ganga dynasty that sponsored the construction of the temple. Other stories point to the temple's eventual destruction by Muslim invaders during the 15th century. There is also a tale that suggests that the main deity's idol was lost during the course of time, and the temple's prosperity and magnificence began to fade, with many of its original features getting destroyed or looted. 4. Key takeaways: the mythological layers of the Konark Sun Temple. Historical figure: the Konark Sun Temple was built by King Nrsimha Deva I of the Eastern Ganga dynasty, not directly by Lord Krishna's son. The legend involving Krishna's son Samba and his devotion to Surya, the sun god, may have influenced the broader cultural and religious context around the temple, but Samba was not directly involved in its construction. Mythical stories: the idea that Samba was the evil son of Krishna and somehow involved in the building of the temple is more of a mythological overlay. Samba's actions, such as his penance to Surya, are sometimes blended with the temple's history in regional folklore, but these are symbolic rather than literal truths. Symbolism and allegory: in many ways, the story of Samba, Krishna's son, and the Konark Sun Temple serves as an allegory for redemption, divine grace, and the interplay between human actions and divine intervention. The temple's grandeur is also tied to the worship of Surya, with the devotion shown by Krishna's son being one of the mythical explanations for the temple's origins. 5. Conclusion. The myth that Lord Krishna's son, particularly Samba, built the Konark Sun Temple is a blend of history, mythology, and symbolism. The actual construction of the temple is attributed to King Nrsimha Deva I of the Eastern Ganga dynasty, but Samba's association with Surya and his journey of penance for his transgressions is often intertwined with the folklore surrounding the temple. While the tale of Samba's involvement in the construction of the temple is not historically factual, it adds to the rich tapestry of legends that contribute to the temple's mystique and sacred significance in Hindu tradition.